Have you ever wondered why so many young people, despite studying hard and chasing opportunities, still find themselves juggling unstable jobs, side hustles, and unpaid internships? Why does work feel so fragile and uncertain for an entire generation today? In the US and many other countries, headline unemployment rates don't always look catastrophic. But a closer look reveals rising underemployment, short-term contracts, and temporary gigs replacing stable career paths. Many young workers feel they have no reliable future. Sociologists now call this group the precariat. They are often highly educated, carrying degrees and qualifications, yet forced into low-security jobs. Unlike traditional working classes, their uncertainty isn't just about low wages, but about constantly shifting ground. Behind this crisis lies a deeper philosophical question. Is work simply about earning enough to survive? Or is it, as many thinkers have suggested, central to our identity, dignity, and the way we find meaning in life? Karl Marx, a German philosopher and economist in the 19th century, believed work could be the highest form of human expression, a way to shape the world creatively. But under capitalism, he argued, this potential is stolen. Workers are alienated, producing not for themselves but for others. Alienation, for Marx, meant being cut off from the product of your labor, from your own potential and from your fellow workers. Instead of creating freely, you become a cog in a machine, disconnected from the purpose of your effort. For many young workers today, Marx's description feels familiar. Delivering food while holding a graduate diploma or shifting between unpaid internships highlights the gap between potential and reality. Their work pays bills but rarely matches their skills or passions. Hannah Arendt, a mid-20th century political thinker, offered a different perspective. She separated human activity into three categories: labor, work, and action. Labor meant survival tasks. Work meant building lasting things. And action meant participating freely in public and political life. Today, many young people find themselves locked in Arendt's category of labor. They work not to create or express themselves, but simply to survive. Paying rent, covering bills, and keeping up with debt, often without hope of stability. Arendt's work, by contrast, was about creating something enduring: art, architecture, institutions, or lasting contributions. For many young jobs today, however, the tasks feel disposable, quick, replaceable, and forgotten as soon as they're completed. Her final category, action, was about freedom, participation, and politics. Yet precarious young workers often lack the time or security for action. Exhaustion from survival labor leaves little energy to join debates, movements, or civic life. David Graeber, an American anthropologist of the early 21st century, sparked debate with his book Bullshit Jobs. He argued many modern roles exist only to keep people busy, offering little real value to society. But workers feel trapped in meaningless routines. A bullshit job, Graeber explained, isn't necessarily low paid. Some corporate office roles, administrative layers, or unnecessary management positions pay well but feel pointless. The result is psychological harm. Workers sense their time is wasted. For young people entering the workforce, this reality is sharp. They often start in low-value roles, with little dignity or purpose, while watching their creativity and potential drain into tasks designed only to tick boxes for employers. Existentialist thinkers, like Jean-Paul Sartre, added another dimension. They insisted meaning is never given by society or jobs, but must be created through choice. Even in absurd or hollow situations, individuals bear responsibility for defining their own lives. This is a heavy burden. If your job feels empty, Sartre would say, it's still your responsibility to choose what it means. Yet for many young workers, this sounds cruel. How much meaning can be invented in a call center? Economics worsens this philosophical challenge. Wages have stagnated for decades, while housing and living costs rise. In both the US and UK, young people spend more of their income on essentials, leaving little chance to invest, save, or build stability. The result is frustration. Even when employed, young workers feel they are falling behind. The promise that education would deliver upward mobility seems broken. leaving many to question whether work itself still offers a path to dignity. Adding pressure, technology is reshaping work. Automation and artificial intelligence threaten not only manual jobs, but also creative and professional ones. What happens when even skilled positions are vulnerable to being replaced by machines? For younger generations, this fear is real. They face not just unstable contracts, but the looming possibility that whole industries may disappear. The pressure to adapt, retrain, and hustle becomes constant, exhausting, and deeply destabilizing. If work disappears or loses its stability, what becomes of human dignity? For centuries, philosophers linked dignity to productive contribution. Without secure jobs, do we need to redefine what it means to live a worthwhile human life? Some propose solutions like universal basic income, giving everyone a guaranteed amount regardless of work. Advocates argue this would free young people from survival labor, letting them pursue meaningful projects, education, or creative pursuits. Marx might critique such policies as insufficient. He believed true dignity comes from meaningful creative labor, not passive income. Society that only pays people to exist may still fail to unlock the potential of human creativity. Arendt's perspective offers a warning too. Without work that builds lasting contributions, and without action in public life, we risk losing the depth of human experience. Security without creation could leave life feeling shallow. Existentialists would counter. Life never guarantees meaning. Whether jobs vanish or remain, individuals must still choose how to live. The challenge is not escaping absurdity, but embracing it and shaping life on one's own terms. Still, philosophy can't ignore economics. Surveys show young people increasingly demand not just jobs, but jobs with purpose. They protest unpaid internships, demand fair wages, and seek work that connects with their values. This makes the debate urgent. Should governments focus on guaranteeing stable jobs through policy, or on creating systems where people no longer need jobs to survive? Stability and freedom pull in different directions, but both respond to youth concerns. At its core, the crisis asks, is work primarily about survival or about being fully human? If society cannot offer both, how should we prioritize? This dilemma lies at the intersection of economics and philosophy. For individuals, the question is just as pressing. Does your job make you feel more human or less? Do you find dignity in your work, or do you simply trade hours of life for a paycheck? Perhaps the future is not only about employment rates or GDP growth, but about reimagining what work should mean. By revisiting thinkers from Marx to Arendt, Graeber to Sartre, we uncover frameworks that make today's crisis clearer. If you enjoyed exploring how great thinkers shed light on modern challenges, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more philosophy meets economics, and share your thoughts. What does meaningful work mean to you?